go. See if you're on cylinder. I'm on my Breaking Bad. She had my Breaking Bad shirt on tonight. What's up? What's up, everybody? Make your way on in. We calling them out tonight. Calling them out tonight.
Good evening, guys.
What's up, everybody?
Good evening. Good evening.
Mic
We see
check,
everyone
1,
coming
2.
in.
What is this? Let's get back down to business. What's
Good
the
evening,
deal?
guys. Happy Thursday.
What's good, everybody? Hope everybody had a good weekend thus far. Hope everybody had a good Easter. A lot of stuff transpired since last we talked. But we hope everybody is doing well.
Yeah.
We're ready to get into this engaging conversation as always.
Absolutely. Hey, Facebook, we see you coming in.
Come on in.
We see you.
Hit us up if you hear us. Hit us up if you hear.
Welcome, guys.
Let us know.
Come on in.
Jump on any notifications. We'll give you a little moment to catch on in.
Yeah.
We're going to start getting into this conversation tonight.
Absolutely.
It's a big topic.
Yes, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it tonight.
Mm-hmm. Come on in. Everybody, shout out to everybody that's subscribed and liked the Doctor and the Realist YouTube page. We hope you like the content. Keeps coming on there every day. Something new on there. Yeah. Go check out some of those videos. Like and subscribe as always.
Absolutely.
We want your participation so we can make this show a big deal. We're going to keep coming at you. Coming at you. It's going to get big and bigger.
Absolutely. And thank you for everyone who supports. We really love and appreciate you. 22 episodes in, so we're making this happen.
20 deuce. Big 20 deuce. Yeah. We've been doing it.
Yes. So how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling, feeling a little, ready to kind of get into this issue. I think a lot of people were kind of on edge about who they gonna call a narcissist. I know they're not talking about me. Yeah, we is.
I'm not.
Well, I probably am. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. So tonight's topic is a big one. I've been pondering with this topic for weeks.
We've been talking on it.
I've been talking on it because the word narcissist gets thrown around quite frequently.
And mostly it's in couples when people don't agree with somebody.
Couples,
you know what I'm saying? You're
mostly
a narcissist.
In relationships or usually work, employment, boss. I see that relationship a lot.
Oh, you hear that?
I hear a lot of people talk about their coworkers, their boss, and relationships. That person is a narcissist.
Okay.
I don't ever really hear about people calling their family members narcissists,
So before we get into any deeper, we always want to get everybody on one page and one thought accord. So basically, Doc, what we asking for is, can we get a working definition of what exactly is a narcissist?
Yes.
So we'll build from there.
Yeah, we'll build from there. So I'm going to try to crunch it down as much as I can into layman terms. But narcissism is definitely a personality disorder that's in the DSM.
Personality disorder.
It's known as NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. So I'll be using the phrase NPD throughout the conversation, just so you guys know. And it's basically someone who has an inflated sense of self, right?
Okay. Big ego.
Everything is always about them. The attention has to be on them.
Self-centered.
They could never be wrong. Very self-centered. They lack empathy.
Okay. Lack empathy. That's a big one. We're going to come back around to that, y'all.
They lack empathy.
We're going to come back around to that one. That's a hot one right there.
So it's someone who has these grandiose thoughts about themselves. This is who they are. This is how they feel. And you're always wrong. You're never right.
Versus what reality is.
It's
just the idea in their head.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So a person with a narcissistic personality is someone who has a low self-esteem. But to the outside world, they portray to have a high self-esteem. Okay. I'm the best. I'm good at this. I do that. On paper, they look like creme de la creme. Like, wow, this person is perfect.
They got it all together, good temperament. They want better for people. They usually service-oriented kind of, you know what I'm saying? But they have a low self-esteem.
Low self-esteem.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
So a little bit of statistics here. Narcissism is most common in men. Not saying that women don't have
of course,
but
fellas.
It is most common in men. But listen, borderline personality disorder is most common in females.
Makes damn sense.
Not saying that men can't have it. So statistically is most common in men.
So that's where we get all that bipolar. You bipolar. Okay. Just throwing that out there. We got
but different disorders.
Put in layman's
all
terms.
different disorders. All different disorders.
Okay, gotcha.
So happens in men. The behavior, the personality disorder usually comes out when they're young adult, late teens, young adult, young men. It usually comes out. It can come from, it has a genetic component to it. It could be someone in your family have it, a parent, a sibling, a grandparent that they don't even realize that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
And it could come from.
It's hereditary.
It can be. Has a hereditary.
To be a
component.
narcissist is hereditary.
Yes.
Wow.
And it could stem from some trauma, something that happened to you, like everything else in our life.
Okay.
That happens to you from your life because you have a low self-esteem and you can't be wrong.
So
you have to be inflated. Yes.
Okay.
So some things you deal with a narcissist. Number one, they always blame you for everything. So I'm going to go more towards the relationship part, right? The intimate relationship part.
Okay.
A spouse, significant other. They blame you for everything, right? They can never be wrong. You know, some of them are very controlling. You can't have friends. They control money. They control what you do.
This is in a relationship.
In a relationship.
Married couple monogamous
yes,
relationship.
Whatever, monogamous, whatever. It's an intimate relationship.
All right, just put in context.
Because I want to make sure I'm not talking about
just random
like
people.
work, you know. A person who is narcissistic to you, they have no empathy. You know, anything you say is wrong. They're very condescending. They make you feel like you're a child. You don't know what's going on because it makes them feel better. It boosts their self-esteem to put you down.
Okay, so it's matching their inner self, their inner insecurity.
Yes.
Basically. So
absolutely.
I feel weak in something, but as opposed to addressing that in myself,
I'm going to make you feel weak.
I'm going to make you appear as if you're weak.
Yes.
Or you're stupid.
Yes.
Or, you know, whatever the case is.
Yep.
To demean you, to make myself feel better.
Yes,
or
to make yourself
feel
better.
Equal.
No, better. They always want to feel better.
Okay.
Never equal. There's no equality with a narcissist. They gaslight you. A situation can happen and they'll change the narrative of the situation so it looks better on them.
Gaslighters, flame on, y'all. Yeah, that's another hot word. They'll change the narrative of the situation
to make it like they were still right. They will never apologize. They will never apologize.
So that means no accountability.
No accountability.
So if shit goes wrong, it's your fault.
It's your fault.
You couldn't figure it out. It's your fault.
And the thing about, and this is a form of abuse. Narcissism is definitely narcissist abuse is a very real thing. Okay. They don't have to physically harm you,
right.
But the emotional abuse, just having you think that you're always wrong, that you'll never be good enough,
wow,
is emotional abuse.
Yeah.
You understand?
I can see that. And I think a lot of men, whether we want to believe it or not, you know, we secretly have these type of narcissistic behaviors within ourselves, especially a lot of us fathers that are under pressure of providing for our family and for fulfilling a certain status quo. You know, we've never addressed, I like to say, like the inner nerd inside of us, you know, that dude that didn't get girls, the things that didn't go our way, those times when we did get rejected and we never took time to really sit there and heal from that, process that, accept that, so that we could get in a relationship where we could possibly be healthy and aware and not let toxic behaviors like narcissism, you know, dictate our relationship when we can't really handle ourselves or face ourselves, basically. Right?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay. Pause all things, y'all. We forgot to introduce our guest host as always. I didn't even hit the brown yet, y'all. You got we getting all, so see, my wife got us all deep like we in school today. I ain't got my notepad out. Let me get my man Brown on this and see what he talking about. Brown, what you talking about today, Brown? How was your weekend, Brown? All right, what's that? Oh, we all could be narcissists? That's crazy.
Yes. You don't have to have a narcissist diagnosis to not have narcissistic traits.
Two narcissists.
Oh my God.
And two narcissists.
No
two narcissists to quit.
Two narcissists needs to quit. Okay.
But some of them think they are. Some of us out here, we too narcissistic to quit, man.
Listen, but no, let me tell you, a person who's narcissistic, they're not like that with everyone. Around other people, they're loving, they're charismatic, they're talkative, they're engaging.
That's part of the front.
That's part of it, yes.
So they don't have to confront the real nasty inside, you know, weak insecurity person that really exists.
Yes. But the person that you're most
I
intimate
dig
with will be the one that will get all of that.
That gets basically behind your force field, behind your I like to call it friend. As a lot of us know, we come on the internet here, and the people that we appear to be on the internet are not 100% who we are in reality. We look like we got it all together. We're all poised. We give it great advice, great show and stuff like that. But inside, we're manic babies, and inside our real relationships, we're freaking hell on wheels to our significant other.
Very true.
Can't fucking get no cooperation. And I'm gonna get deep on some on narcissistic behavior also with men, specifically fathers in relationships with our women, because a lot of us get carried away with this whole provider and what you should do as the mother, staying home, taking care of the kids.
Yep.
Now, I know my wife is a beautiful, intelligent woman, and she's been in both worlds, stay at home and in the work world. And regardless if I wanted to be the man or head of household as it speak, it required me to relearn a lot of skills that I wasn't prepared to. You know, we as men we get our escape. Whether it's our man cave, whether it's going outside, whether it's going to your office, wherever you escape.
Yes.
You don't deal with the day-to-day headache of dealing with your children. Okay?
Speak on it.
Your
husband.
family.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So us men, we developed this attitude of, should I help you or shouldn't I help you? Normally we're fixers. Normally we want to be companions. We want to help out. We want to sponsor. We want to support you.
Yeah.
But we get to a certain point of when you're telling us what to do. Yeah. Do I really want to do this, or should I just let you suffer through it? And I
why is that?
And I think that's a lot of that narcissistic behavior. That lack of control, that lack of empathy.
Yep.
Because you have to have empathy to give a damn. You know, absolutely. A lot of times me and my wife got in arguments about me not helping out enough or her being frustrated over things. That was a lot of trial and error. I didn't know I had to put the kids a certain way. I didn't know I had to prepare this a certain type way. You know what I'm saying? And in the midst of it, I'm mad at her. I'm like, it's your fault. You should have had this laid out the other day. Why you didn't talk to me about this? Why you didn't come? And we kept making that same mistake after mistake after mistake. Yeah. And then I got to a point of where I said, listen, I am tired of having the same argument with my wife. We need to communicate better.
Yes.
So if she's on me about she wanted it done a certain type of way, my wife understands that she has to give a little extra communication with me and let me know I need it done this way, that way, this way. Text message, a list. Yeah. Those little communication, it alleviates so much headache when you're dealing with multiple children. Yes. I mean, one child is a lot, but for those, when we talk about 3, 4, it's impossible to get anything done with one person. Okay? Yeah. So we have to address that lack of empathy, because narcissism becomes a part of our
behavior.
Our
behavior, yes. And that's everyone. And like I said, I don't we throw the term narcissist. I believe a lot of people, if not all, have at least 1 or 2 narcissistic traits. It can be something. Hey, family, see everybody in. Hey, Chris. Yes, you understand. We see those narcissistic traits. For example, like a person who's a narcissist, like you said, does not like being told what to do.
Hell no.
It feels like that we're being condescending.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
very condescending. And it's like, shit, if you had it all under control, why you yelling at me to do it?
Exactly. And to us, especially a woman, especially to a mom, we're like, no, I need your help. I need you to help me. Yeah. This is what I have to do. You don't need our help. You need us to do it the way that you do it, so there's less problems and bumps and things get missing. Yes. But you don't say that. You say, I just need your help. To us, it's like, I'm tired of hearing the same record. Yes. What are you talking about? I'm here. Yes. What more help do you need? So I had to get to a point and again, trial and error, right? Where I had to explain why I was doing something the way I was doing.
There you go.
I'm doing this because to avoid X, Y, and Z.
I put this on first so he don't get this wet. I do this last because this is how they do before we go outside the door. Now, it sounds like boobity to you because it don't make no damn sense to you. But honestly, it worked for her by herself in that situation. So a lot of times she wants you to follow that so you don't have those same mistakes when you're trying to get out of the house with multiple children. You know what I'm saying? Or you're trying to get to an event on time.
And another thing I had to talk to my husband about was the bewitching hours. Like, so
my favorite time to chill.
So from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
No chilling.
I'm like, listen, that time is all hands on deck.
Gotta be on
Those are the bewitching hours.
Sacrifice.
Because kids are coming home from school. We're picking up, dropping off for practice, homework,
food,
dinner, bath time. So that's not a time to be like, babe, I want to watch my show.
This is my meditation hour.
Like, no, we're not watching Snowfall at 5 p.m. Okay, we're not watching BMF at 5 p.m. These are the bewitching hours.
I gotta get it in. Get it in. Oh, they posting that now. I gotta turn off my kids in the living room.
Yes.
Oh my god!
And then
can't have nothing.
I said, listen, those are the bewitching hours. Don't plan unless it's work related, and we have to do. Those are the times we need all hands.
And me having that empathy, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying, gentlemen. I don't want to come up here and be like, you're a narcissist, because your ass probably is. We all have a potential to be a narcissist. We all practice narcissistic behavior. You know what I'm saying? It's a hot topic when somebody doesn't agree with you and you're in a fight. So it's easy to be like, you're a narcissist. I hear so many women. Forgive me. I hear so many of you ladies, especially on this internet, coming on here talking about somebody's a narcissist. But when you point one finger at yourself, look how many more pointing in your direction.
But listen, you got to understand.
Take a look at yourself before you start labeling somebody a narcissist.
Because you could have those traits too.
Your damn self.
That's true. But men don't call women narcissists unless men really know what it is. Men just be like, she's crazy.
We know. We like the bipolar. Bipolar works really well with us. Because one way you this way, and then you this another way. So you know what I'm saying? But I've heard the narcissists, especially a lot of women that are on this "he abused me" campaign. Now, forgive me, I wasn't in behind closed doors with you if this man was hitting you or not. But playing the victim is like a manual nowadays for ladies. Okay, it's a playbook.
It's hard.
This whole Me Too movement and whether somebody is conjuring up something in your head to say, "Oh, he did something." Now, don't get me wrong. There are victims of tons of stuff. Okay, and for all of those, I wish you justice. But what I'm saying is, status pro quo is to lock a brother up whether he right or wrong. We get into a domestic exchange. If she say he hit me, whether he hit her or not, he is going. He is going. Yeah. Now there's no, he might not. No, he is going. Even if she goes to court trying to drop the charges and all that shit, that all gets dredged up.
It's very hard.
So you got to really understand too that narcissism goes both ways. That's not just guys with inflated egos doing that to women. That's a lot of women that can't deal with the acceptance of who they are in their relationship and the lack of control that they have in their relationship. And they start playing them narcissistic. Oh, he never supported me. He was gaslighting me the whole time.
Even like exes, like if you're mad, or baby mother, baby fathers.
Throw those terms out there.
Very spiteful.
Very.
Oh, my baby father did this. My baby mother did this out of spite. Again, narcissistic tendencies for power and control. You know, always having to be right. That's a problem within itself as well. Again.
And you know what I think also what comes with that? Another thing that I was reading up on narcissism specifically is the lack of self-examination.
Yes.
The lack of being able to look within yourself. You know, most narcissistic people can't look within themselves and be like, yo, you know what? I'm wrong.
They'll never.
How can I change this behavior? They won't even want to change the behavior or even know how to go about it. If that's not really a consideration in their mindset, because it's always somebody else's fault.
Yes.
It's always somebody else did.
But listen, that goes with them masking having a low self-esteem. Because if you have to admit that you're wrong about something, if you have to admit that you did something wrong,
you gotta take accountability.
You gotta take accountability.
And we know we hate
that. And that's just diminishing how you feel.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So one thing I understand is that it's really hard when you're in a relationship, right? I'm gonna say intimate relationship right here, because when you have a boss or someone who's narcissistic, you only have to deal with them a few hours a day and be done, right?
Okay, and that's already a set power structure. You know,
that's your boss. They may act crazy and narcissistic. They
quit,
co-workers,
or get out of that.
But
we're talking about relationship that you choose to be in.
That you're in. Your husband, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. boyfriend, significant other, long, whatever the case is. It's very hard to connect with that person because you feel like everything you do and say is wrong.
It's not good enough.
Because that person makes you feel like that.
They reinforce that.
Yeah, it's called the moving goalpost syndrome, right? No matter how many times you try to kick it straight in, the person's constantly moving it. Okay. So if the person's like, I want you to have mashed potatoes cooked every day, and then you make mashed potatoes, why didn't you put gravy on it? You got to put gravy on it. You put gravy on it. Why didn't you give me string beans? It's always going to be something wrong.
So you can never please them.
You can never please them because, again, that's where it comes to inflated personality. Like, I'm better than you. Again, narcissists, you can look this up. They want to make you feel like you're a kid, like you don't understand, like you're incompetent because they have to be up here at all times.
Wow, just to appease themselves.
Just to make themselves feel good.
See, yes. and that sucks because that really sucks because you don't want to think that you're in a relationship that's hopeless. Because what I would think is you could be a narcissist, you could practice narcissistic behavior, but within yourself, you always get to a certain point of conscious of right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I think in most relationships, it's funny. I was literally just talking to my wife about this. I said, I honestly didn't really realize how much I loved you until I thought I was going to lose you. My wife was in a car accident a couple years back, and this is when we was dating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is when we first started getting together, and she called me in the morning, and she was like, "Yeah, I crashed. I'm in the hospital, so and so." And at first it hit me like, damn, you shouldn't have been speeding in your car. Regularly, I didn't really think too much of it. And my whole thing was at that time, I was running to the 9 to 5. So I was trying to get to work on time. I didn't want nobody interrupting me, not getting to work on time. My boss was a pain in the ass. If I come in a couple minutes late, they like, oh, so I'm like, damn, I ain't got time to go to the hospital and get to work on time, And then I just stopped for a moment. I was like, what if she's gone? Like, what if she's not here no more? What if she's disfigured? And something in my heart just instantly changed. And I was like, I got to get to this hospital. I got to go see her. I got to let her know, that me being late for work was no longer a concern. It wasn't a priority no more. It shifted to, is she okay? I need to make sure she's okay. And I need to see her myself physically, and that's what love is about. That's what shifts you being a narcissist. That's that empathy. That's that love for something outside of what that person can do for you, outside of what this person can give you, that'll make you shake out of that narcissistic thing. Because I don't want to think no one's doomed in a relationship because you're married to a narcissist. Okay, yeah, that's effed up. But, at the end of the day, how do you get that love and trust back for that person? How do you break that spell? And it's sad because I read in Google that said, I asked the question, can a narcissist ever truly love you? And the answer was no, because they can't empathize.
So this is hard. So we all basically know the things of a narcissist, right?
Okay.
They hold grudges against you. They make you feel incompetent. They make you feel like everything you do is wrong because they just want to be inflated at all times, right?
That's crazy.
They love being talked about. They love the praise. They love people to give them praises for the things they do, right? Okay. But they have a low self-esteem, and they need this to help themselves feel better. So to go back to your question, okay, therapy for a narcissist. Could they go to therapy? They could, but it won't work unless they acknowledge that they have a problem. Because a narcissist will go into therapy and it will be everyone else's fault but theirs.
Okay.
I am mad because you did this. I got angry because you did this. The narcissist doesn't care how they hurt you. It's your fault that you're hurt, not theirs. So they can go to psychotherapy. There's no medication for narcissism, so there's no such thing as a happy get better pill. There's no such thing as that, okay?
Wow.
There would be billionaires if it was. They could go to psychotherapy, but if they lack the empathy and if they lack what they did,
so just run.
Right? If they lack what they did, they will never understand who they are.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Again, if they're abusive, they'll blame you for being abusive. They'll blame you for being abusive. I hit you because, or I didn't really hit you that bad. I just tapped you. They'll minimize how they
So you're
hurt
basically
you.
saying you can't rehabilitate somebody's empathy. You
No,
can't rehabilitate
you
a
can't.
narcissist.
You can't. So if you're in a relationship, especially a marriage with a narcissist, right?
Okay.
And this will be draining to the person, but
this shit draining to me. Well, I don't know, ran out of the brown. I'm like, there's no hope for y'all in that relationship.
You have to constantly be mindful. Listen, it's like basically a narcissist. Like I said, narcissism is a form of abuse. Can it be coupled with physical abuse? Absolutely, but it's a lot of psychological and verbal abuse. That's what the majority is, which will break you down physically.
So you just got to separate from the person.
Okay, before I get to that part, right? So, what are some things you could do if you're dealing with a narcissist, right? I work with couples where one person is 100% a narcissist. So when I have individual sessions, right?
Okay.
One, be mindful of the person's triggers, but everything can trigger this person.
The narcissist
triggers.
Okay, so anything,
right?
okay. So they already feeling some type of way.
But you have to be mindful, okay, this is going to trigger this person, but then what will be the next thing to trigger it, right? Definitely set boundaries. Most times when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, you don't want to argue, so you'll just walk away, or you're shut down, or you won't say anything. No, you need to say, listen, what you said just now hurt me. I'm not going to take that. You have to call them out on their stuff in the moment.
Addressing it in the moment.
Yes, because a narcissist will turn the story completely around and be like that. If you try to come back and talk about it later,
alternative facts.
It's a whole different story.
Alternative facts.
And then you start thinking you're crazy because you're like, did I say that?
Maybe I was a little.
Maybe I was like that. Maybe I did look at him the wrong way. I look at her the wrong way. Dad, maybe I was aggressive. You start questioning your behavior. So you gotta cut it right there. Like this, I'm setting these boundaries. A narcissist could be very jealous of you, so they may try to stop you from being around family and friends because they don't want people to start getting in your head for you to see like this is not healthy.
It's better to control you if they isolate you also.
They could try to control you. Now, depending on who the narcissist is, like if there's someone who's kind of like very outgoing and stuff, they may not try to control you, but they will embarrass you in public. They may do or say things to embarrass you in front of family. So I know
some of y'all done been there right now. Y'all looking like, damn, Dark blowing up all the spots.
Yeah, listen, they will do and say things.
Real. My wife, she don't play.
Listen, to embarrass you in front of people, start an argument in front of family at a holiday. It could be even to the point where if you're out on a date or if you go out somewhere, whatever the case may be, they'll argue with you, make a scene, and get up and walk away from you.
And act like you was the crazy
act like you were the crazy one.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's heavy, man.
And then if you come and try to talk to
anybody
them,
really dealing with this,
yes,
man,
and you go and try to talk to them, and they'll blame the issue on you.
See, but then I get to a certain point of like, ain't no love good enough. You know what I'm saying? If you're really dealing with somebody like that can't sense your value, that can't assess your value, can't respect your time, can't respect your person. Why are you still in a relationship?
Okay, so let me bring this back to you.
Why still deal with no sex good enough? Ain't no money good enough?
Let me bring it back to you.
To deal with that.
So a narcissist, they're very charismatic, charming people. They're not like monsters all the time.
Let me put that with you.
They're not like, no, not even. They have periods where they won't apologize to you, right? So they'll belittle you, put you down. You already feeling like crap. So they come to you and do something like, they won't say sorry, but they'll be like, come on, babe, get dressed. We're going to dinner.
Throw you off.
And then everybody gets anyone who's been in an abusive relationship, people be like, why you stay? Okay?
Yeah, that's what
you stay because you hope the person you fell in love with comes back.
Snaps out of it.
And in our mind, I've been in a very abusive relationship for 9 years. Yes, they make you feel like you crazy. Absolutely. But you go back to the honeymoon period where this person is good to you. Maybe the sex is good. Maybe y'all have a connection somewhere
I
else.
said, damn,
Maybe
that,
you get along with certain things.
God damn,
so
y'all, come on. Can y'all get in the comments? Is the sex that good?
Come on, get in the comments,
I need to know.
Yes, they protect themselves from feelings. Yes.
Is that narcissistic type hitting like that?
Listen, once they go through the point of making you think you're crazy, they'll do something. Come on, let's go do this, babe. Oh, look what I stopped and picked you up today. Are you hungry? They'll never apologize.
Damn, so they just redirect. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I mean, that's crazy. That sound like that's in a relationship. That sound like a lot of parents. That sound like a lot of parenting. That sound like some mama daddy shit. Like, I ain't never gonna apologize to you. Yeah. My way or the highway.
Let me ask all y'all on in here.
Do that to you.
How many of you, if you could look at your parents, how many of them are narcissistic? Shit. And they may not be narcissistic in their old age, but how many of your parents have done some messed up things
refuse to apologize or acknowledge?
But they may do something nice for you. Oh, come look what I got you.
To appease their own guilt. Not to appease you or make amends with you. Or they'll say things.
I did the best as I could as a parent. I took care of you. I got you through school.
I can see that.
I did all of this.
A lot of folks
but they'll
like that.
never ever apologize.
Never. I hate to say it, man. A lot of us black moms, a lot of black moms is like that, man. They curse your ass out to the door. But then, you know, you're like, mom ain't gonna apologize. They'll cook something for you. Yeah. They'll pick some up from the store for you.
Dinner for you.
You know what I'm saying? But you think you're gonna get some accountability? Oh, they ain't serving that.
That's the same thing with a narcissistic spouse.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you gotta understand, right? They'll even big you up in public. They can big you up in public because it makes them look good.
Fake cheerleaders.
My husband does this. My husband does that. My wife does this. My wife does that. Because it makes them look good. Because you on their arm.
I know a lot of folks like that too.
As soon as you get in the door, why'd you wear that dress? Why'd your hair look like it'll just come. Something will just come.
That's crazy.
Right? Or, you know,
that person represents you. You in a relationship with this person. Yes. Like, are you really that damn scandal? But then, see, you know what it is? I don't think I've ever had a low self-esteem like that. You know what I'm saying? I've had insecure moments with my wife. I even talked to her about that. I said, you know, a couple of times we got through things. I was, you know, I kind of was secretly hating on you. Like, damn, I put in all this sacrifice and only your name is on a degree. You know, I put in all these hours watching our kids and doing all this shit. And your name is on the big check. You know what I'm saying? And like, I really had to check myself on that shit and really think like we are a unit. Like, I can't be thinking this is for her. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like marketing my wife or bigging up stuff, or if we go to a vendor or something, I gotta realize that shit ain't about me. It's us. I can't win unless she wins. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us men too that are in these situations that we're co-parenting and we're in business with our significant others. We gotta understand that respect is a minimum.
It's a minimum.
That respect has to be there. That love and that integrity has to be there for one another, because you'll have shit like narcissism. You'll have shit like gaslighting. You'll have all shit. And it's really you fucked up. Your insecurity, you don't want to get checked. You don't want to go to therapy to fix yourself. It's easy to say this person did that. That person played a blame game. But at what point do you take responsibility and say, yo, I love this person. Why do I love this person? If she fucking this shit up so bad, if she messing everything up like this so bad, why am I with her? Why am I with him?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to get to a certain point of self-love, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And say, nah, I deserve better than that. Even if that person is giving you incredible sex. Even if all your bills is getting paid, and I know that's even harder to step away from.
Absolutely.
Someone that's taking care of your ass, but don't respect your ass.
That's hard.
You heard me.
Yep.
Taking care of you, but not respecting you.
It's a tough one.
We already did a whole show on that. Yeah. Is it worth it? I don't think so. Yeah. Because at a certain point, you need that respect.
But you know, too, a lot of people in situations where it gets very hard to leave. Because you're
especially
so psycho. Well, with kids,
especially with kids.
When you have kids, it's like And that's for anything, whether your person is a substance abuse user, abuser, a gambler, a bum. It's hard when you have kids vested. It's very hard to just
I can only imagine. And that's the part that I realized, like, I would say, damn, you know what? I do got a lot of narcissistic behavior. But that's where I cut the line. I want the best for my wife and my kids. Like, my ego gets checked there. That that shit, I'm not gonna put what I get above their comfortability, her love, her trust. Like, all that's way more important than me looking good out here on the internet, shining out here. And I hate to fake the funk. Anybody that know me for real know that Rod on front. I let you know it is what it is. If
he'll let you know, he'll let me know what it is. I'm
gonna tell you, I'll be the most confident. I'll be the most confident brokey man out there. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be the most, outgoing, humble brother out there, because that's just me. I understand I got so much going for me, and look who I got. Look who I got as a woman. Look at the intellect that I have with me. You know what I'm saying? If I was a bum ass dude, I'm not attracting a woman of that stature. You understand? Yes. And my spirit's not gonna allow me to take over somebody that's not pure or really loving me. So this is what I'm saying with narcissistic people. You get in these relationships and you want this person to change for you, but you need to stop everything you're doing for a moment and think to 3 things you could do better to make yourself feel better about you. I think that's what a lot of people, I challenge you to do, people that are narcissists, whether you think you are or not. Challenge 3 things in life that don't have nothing to do with your accolade. Yeah. What have you did for your wife that she wasn't surprised about?
Or your husband?
What special thing did you do with your kids? Listen, even I told my wife, going to the park with my kids, that's a whole job, fam. You got everybody kids running around, and then you got certain kids that can't do certain things, so you got to stand there before they fall, and like, that's a full-time job, yo. But you don't understand the impact that has on your children. Mommy, daddy, superheroes. They took us to the park. They pushed us on the swings. They're gonna remember that. Yeah. That's what helps them understand love. That's what helps them understand sacrifice. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to be raising another narcissist with your selfishness.
Absolutely, because you don't understand, and I say this all the time to my clients, to my friends, to my husband. Depressed parents breed depressed kids. Anxious parents breed anxious kids.
Absolutely.
Parents with mental health disorders that are unchecked breed children with mental health disorders.
Yes, y'all. Yes, absolutely.
It is all learned behavior, and then and that's where hereditary comes in.
Look all the bullshit we dealing from that our parents done dropped off on us because they the way they are. Look how much stuff that we got to deal with.
Everybody born before 1995 is dealing with trauma that we didn't realize we were dealing with from our parents because we didn't talk about therapy until 2020.
Therapy what? Who got money for that? You better go to church and pray for it.
Yes.
You better have Jesus pray it off for you.
Yes, before 1995. If you were born before 1995, therapy was not talked about in our home. Your parents and your grandparents don't even want to mention it now.
Mental wellness, was that even a thing?
Yes, but we're still dealing with our trauma now in our relationships.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Everyone who's that age and older, which I know I don't have no babies on here, right? Everybody here is grown. If you look at what we deal with in our relationships, in our marriages, and our friendships, where does it come from?
Learned behavior.
And a person who's a narcissist,
whether you taught it, we saw it.
It was there.
We interpret it from your behavior.
Yes.
Dad not coming home certain days.
Yes.
Dad having girlfriends.
Yes.
Dad missing in action.
Broken
Mom
homes.
always mad. Mom don't want to talk.
Yes.
Mom crying and singing some sad songs. We ain't seen dad so-and-so for years. Mm-hmm. You understand? That shit, we still dealing with that.
Mom having to work doubles and triples, and we have to be home to cook and clean and do this and take care of that.
But when we get married, we should be prepared to handle a wife. She should be prepared to handle a husband. You understand? There's people with money that don't know how to hold on to a relationship.
Yeah.
There's people with money, all your bills paid, all that phony materialistic bullshit that we swear makes us happy, but really don't.
Yeah.
You can have all of that in a relationship and your relationship still suffer. Because it's not about that. It's about who you are as a person. It's about your spirit. It's about your values.
Yes.
If you don't have, if you give everything for materialistic wants, that's it. You got a value in your head. Mm-hmm. You'll never appreciate anything, no matter how much money you get, no matter how big your house is, how fast your car is. You always want more.
My husband and I, it's not an easy journey. I will not sit here and say, we're the most transparent people. We'll tell you everything we went through from soup to nuts.
We do.
We talk about it. Like, it is not an easy journey. We've been together 14 years and soon to be married 4 years. And everything we talk about, majority of it we've been through. And we can
arguments, the narcissistic behavior. This is your fault. How much you want me to help my own kids out? And that's another thing, dude. We realize that we have these kids, right? Check it out. Let me show you the psychology of the men today, because let me put you ladies on. This is what y'all really want to hear from the realists, right? What do guys think, right? So check this out.
I don't know.
We're never prepared. We come from a world of players, right? Everybody want to be a player. Everybody want to have all these girls, but then it comes time and we find somebody special in our life, and we're supposed to be family men, right? We're supposed to understand how to be patient. We're supposed to understand how to be providers. We're supposed to understand how to be aware and emotional and all the bullshit. Even though we come from traumatic, traumatized homes, one-parent homes, drug-addicted homes, homes where the father was a Rolling Stone.
Or toxic two-parents.
We got a bunch of parents. We got a bunch of kids out there that are siblings that we don't even know. Mm-hmm. Okay? But y'all expect us to be cognizant and all these great things in marriage, right? You wonder why we don't want to get married. Half of us ain't prepared for that shit. You say finances. Half of us are not in a financial thing where we could provide for a family comfortably. Mm-hmm. Not most races. Not most races that come from where I come from. My background. And I'm college educated. Twice over. Mm-hmm. Oh, and a shout out. I just got my coaching license. Everybody know I'm a business now. Blah, 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 blah. It ain't just me running my mouth. So let me get back to the point that I'm making. We act like we're doing our women a favor when we take care of our kids. We act like we're like our wife owes us something because all right, now my wife got to go out. She got to go get some money. She has an opportunity, right? My badass kids get on my nerves. I want to be paid to watch my own damn kids. That's how we feel. I'm being real with you. I know it sounds crazy, but postures are like, you want to get paid. We want to be paid. You know why that is? Because there's so many you deadbeat ass dads out there that didn't stick around. So we feel like if we're here, we ain't got to do shit but be here. Yeah, that was some real shit for a lot of y'all out there. Okay? The bar's been set so low for men being in women in stable relationships or even carrying out relationships with women and staying in our children's lives that we feel like we're doing you a favor just by being there.
Babysitting your kids.
Okay? And that's where a lot of that kind of that narcissistic behavior and tendency comes from, is because it's like, I don't want to be empathetic to help you out because you're overwhelmed. You should be lucky that I'm here and these kids know me.
Yes.
I'm telling y'all, it sounds effed up, but that is the ideology that a lot of us a lot of us men have.
Listen, and this is so sad because I've seen this in relationships where they'll be mad at the men will be mad at you for something and be like, you go do it then. Right?
Exactly.
Kids, right?
Exactly.
Women, we don't do that. We can't just be mad and be like, you go give the kids a bath then. I'm about to leave.
You want me to do that shit, Wade? You do that shit. Yes, we looking for an excuse to black out and cut out. Okay? Because what you want to tell us about us? Craig and them ain't never took care of his kids. Right? You know, dudes your father wasn't even in your life. Come on, fellas. I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. We feel like we are doing you a favor by being there. Period. Not even like I gotta help out and shit like that. I'm in the house. I'm already breaking a generational curse. Staying.
Black out and cut out.
Okay.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? And we have to challenge that, Kings.
Yes.
We gotta really challenge that. I thought like that for years. When I first met my wife, she had 2 children that weren't biologically mine. I had to take a whole player mindset, put that shit in the back burner and be like, yo, I care about this woman and her kids. You understand the pressure that was putting myself in that I didn't have to voluntarily be. And then I had to even check myself even better. Like, this woman's so great that I'm not doing her a favor by being in her life and her kid's life. This is really somebody that can make me better. Like, I had to mature into that, fellas. So we gotta get over this image that, us taking care of our kids, we not doing nobody a favor but ourselves. Because I'm gonna tell you what, when these beautiful children become these athletes, when they become these teenagers, when they become these pre-adults, pre-adolescents, you're gonna be the one that they respect.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the one that they miss. All these daddies that ain't got time to be daddies because they too busy powdering their nose or getting drunk or spending money on hoes, their kids won't even want to spend time with them. They're gonna be disgraced. Okay, that's what you set up when you don't put in that time.
Yes.
So as one man as a real king, real man that been through life, we got to do better. We got to change that mentality, fellas. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to be accountable, and we got to learn if we're going to stay. Now, I'm not telling you don't have to stay in any toxic relationship. You don't owe nobody nothing.
Yeah.
But this is something that you owe your children.
Yeah.
Your kids deserve to have a relationship with you, despite your relationship with your significant other, with your girlfriend, with your baby mother. Let's stop using that relationship didn't work out. Oh, that's why I ain't got to deal with this.
Yep.
She they be alright. She got family.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying, fellas? How many of y'all niggas is sitting here listening to this right now, but ain't really listening to me? But hear what I'm saying right now. I know your insides is all bubbling.
Yep.
Sizzling in your spirit, ain't it?
Yep.
And that's the same narcissistic bullshit that helps you get by. Be in your kid's life while you can, man.
Yep. Yep. Shonda said, before I had children, I would be so impressed when I see a father out with his children. After having kids, I was no longer.
Shonda, one of them, you ain't doing me no damn favors. These your kids too. Figure it out.
Yeah, listen, it's what it is. Mom, we be like, we do this every day. Yeah. What do you mean?
Shout out to my mother, single parent mothers. That y'all, you ladies are the true MVPs. Yes. Even with all the trauma that you deal with from both ends, from your significant others and your children, we respect you. We thank you. Mother's Day is not enough. A month is not enough to celebrate you. Okay, let me say that to all you ladies. Congratulations and thank you for your sacrifice. Seriously, thank you for your sacrifices.
Yes. So good point. Like I said, just acknowledging that and being out there. So I'm not saying that there's no hope for someone that has narcissistic traits.
Okay,
right?
okay. We don't want to. We're trying to give y'all some solution, though. Even though
yes, we're not saying there's no hope. We're not saying that, and we all have narcissistic traits. We've all said things. We've all done things. We've all held grudges. We've all blamed the other person, like what you doing is not.
We all waited for somebody else to change before we change.
Yes, like
when it really was us that had to start it.
I'm not doing this until you do this. We've been there
before.
Don't
play that. That game never works out.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Taurus, so I be holding out more than him.
So
He's pretty good. He usually be like, "Babe, I'm sorry." Me, I'd be like,
I'm a people pleaser.
You know me. I'd be
just don't like certain people.
And I'd be like, well, I apologize for how I said it, but I meant, but you got to work on it, right?
And we understand that too. We understand that nobody's perfect, and we understand, if you want something to improve in your relationship, whether it's narcissism, abuse, whatever it is, you have to make that step.
Yep.
I mean, and you got to be courageous to love yourself enough to get out of that negative situation. Bank on yourself. Love yourself. I understand you don't want to take anybody from their children, but if you know somebody is being toxic to you, that's what they're teaching your children. That's what they're showing your children. So that person should not be in their life without some kind of supervision, without some kind of strict, what you said, boundaries.
Boundaries, yes.
If you want to check that narcissism like anything else, toxic family members. You have to have these boundaries. Boundaries are necessary in any healthy relationship.
Yes.
You have to be able to tell somebody what you're doing and presenting to me is not acceptable anymore.
Yes.
Okay, and if you want to continue to be in my life at whatever capacity that it is, until that behavior changes, we will not be together.
Yeah.
And I know that's easier said than done.
Yes.
But you gotta love you and them children more than that pain and that selfishness that a lot of these people favor.
And you gotta love yourself more too, because this is for fathers and for mothers. This is for both parents. You cannot be a good parent if you're not emotionally and mentally okay.
That's
This
a
is
great
for
point.
fathers and mothers.
That's
If
a great
if
point.
you were unhappy and miserable in your situation, how can you really be a good parent?
Yeah.
Because when I was in my toxic, very abusive relationship, I thank God that my oldest two were babies because I was broken beyond that I thought beyond repair. And I thank God they were so young that they don't remember how broken I was, it wasn't affected.
Yeah.
But my mind was somewhere else trying to heal. Like I couldn't imagine being in that state while they were kids, where I had to take care of school, lunches, activities, parent teacher conference, work, and still deal with the stress, the level of stress that I was dealing with.
You know what I really think too, and this is another thing I kind of want to discuss with my wife. We're gonna start doing some like real hardcore seminars, basically geared towards love retention.
Yes.
Now, what love retention we define as is if you're in a relationship and things are not the way that you would like it to be, we're offering a couples seminar, okay, where we actually get back to the core values of why you got with that person.
Mm-hmm.
We also try to facilitate exercises that emulate, what life would be without that person. Because these are the things that you have to get back to when you're in a toxic relationship. These are the questions you have to get answered. Can I live without this person?
Mm-hmm.
Am I taking advantage of this person?
Mm-hmm.
Am I literally stressing this person to death?
Stressing someone to death.
Do you want to put somebody that you so-called love, someone that have given you children, in a loony bin?
And even if you don't have children with them, just someone
have a
you
stroke
love.
or have some kind, because you couldn't get over your own personal insecurity. You understand? What does love really mean to you?
Yep.
So we're offering anybody, contact us, Dima, if you're interested, because we want to keep it small and intimate. We want to do at least 3 to 4 or 5 couples.
Yeah.
Okay, and we want to have a real focus on love retention, getting back to restoring healthy relationships.
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're all about. It's not about talking crazy shit and cursing and drinking brown liquor on this show. All that stuff is to pull you in, but it's to help you each one teach one.
Yep.
We hope everybody leaves these shows with education that they can include or
in their life
or apply to their life and their relationship. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect, but we're showing you can work through anything.
You can work through anything. That's our goal. You can work through anything.
Put God first.
Put God first.
No exercise, no answer, no secret remedy that we're going to give you to keeping a relationship better, other than you both believing in a higher power. Because that's what's going to pull you
together
to that equal yoke.
Yep.
That's what's going to pull you to that cohesiveness. You're in a relationship where you're not compatible. That's where that compatibility is going to come from.
Absolutely.
And all the little nuances and love and kids and everything else is connected to it. Once you realize that, then that's when you start getting back into really enjoying your relationship.
Yes.
You remember who this person you fell in love with.
Yeah.
So
and that's the goal. That's the goal.
Anybody interested, please contact us. We're serious inquiries only. We're very serious about it. Like I said, our time is very precious. Me and my wife work very hard, and we do this show as a public service. But we also want to build this as a business. We let people know that we are certified in what we do.
Yep.
We have our credentials, and you've heard from the show. We don't talk no bullshit. We're real experience. We got real talk, and we come up with real solutions.
Yep. And like I said, it's all about loving yourself.
It is.
We're not saying it's not the end all be all, because everyone has toxicity in their relationship somewhere along the line. No one's perfect.
No perfect relationship.
No relationship is perfect. The biggest thing I always say to my clients, my friends, and my husband is, everyone's going to have something as long as you're willing to work on it. That's it. As long as you're willing to work on it. Marriage is work.
Happy relationships is work.
It's work. It's
healthy relationships.
Every day.
It's work.
Every day.
And it's not just you. It's give and take. As much as you expect in that relationship, you should be putting in that much.
Yes. And I always say it's not 50-50. It's 100-100. because I don't want 50% of my husband.
That's not
I
enough.
want 100% of him.
I need all
Don't
of it.
give me half of you.
I need all of that.
All of it. It's not 50-50.
Well, don't even bring it to the table.
It's 100-100 in a relationship. You should be giving that person your all. Because that's what you signed up for.
Those are the vows you took, man. Revisit that love, man.
Yes.
Challenge anybody, man. Go back to that spot where you first met. Yeah. Recreate that.
Yeah.
If you can. If not, then you got to sign up for us because we only hope.
Listen, if you find that you're a narcissist, check your behavior and find out why do you feel like you have these issues.
First step, y'all, acknowledge.
Acknowledge
check
that
your
behavior.
Like, accept that.
I do this. Yes.
Accept that.
I've done this. And if you're with someone who you feel has narcissistic traits, work on how you can work with them and say, I'm setting these boundaries with you because I love you. Yes. You know, I love you and I want us to work. But no, I'm not going to allow you to treat me like this. We have to work on this.
Or that boundaries. You're treating me this way and I can't take no more of it.
Yeah.
I'm done. Yep. Okay? I'm done. What you thought, what you won. It's over. You're the big guy. Now, where do we move on from there?
Yep.
You're the big girl. You got it. Now, where do we move on from that?
Yep.
That's what you got to grow up to that point.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, it's work.
It's
work. Not just words. It's work. It's hard to love somebody every day of your life.
It's so hard.
It's hard to come from a toxic upbringing, but be in a healthy relationship. You know how difficult that is? You know how long it took me to realize that I wasn't normal? You know how long it took me to realize that my love was not a love that my wife deserved? That I had to give her more? I had to be better? It had to be more genuine? It couldn't come with conditions? Come on, fellas. Come on, ladies. You got it in you. We got to get back to that, man.
Yes.
Because ain't nothing going to work. Nothing going to work. Then we're going to watch our kids having kids with everybody. And then what? Then you're going to be grandparent. Oh, watch this one while you're running after this one. You don't want those type of scenarios in your life. So try to take accountability for what you can now for yourself. Absolutely. And enjoy your relationship, man. It's okay. It's all right. Work on it, man. If she's not a freak, work on that thing, man. Work on that thing, bro. Yeah. Do things that she don't expect.
If he's not a cooker, work on it.
Show him. Say, listen, I'm gonna show you how to make a sandwich. This is how you know. It sounds trivial, but anything that you participate with your loved one brings you a little bit closer to them.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want to get to a certain point where this person is gone, and all you got is your argument, your belittling.
Yes.
All the things you said to put them down. All the things that you said out of anger. Yeah. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine not being able to apologize?
Yep.
Take a moment and think about that. My two narcissists. Two narcissists to quit. Hey?
Please quit it out.
Two narcissists to quits. Yes. You hear me?
Yes.
You hear me, fellas? You hear me, kings? You hear me, queens? Come on, let's do better, yo.
Let's do better.
Real talk about real solutions. Let's see it out there.
Yes.
Please hit us up for the seminar. We try to get our numbers together. We try to get these things jumped up all the time. Absolutely. If anybody has any life issues, relationship issues.
Side note, my husband is a certified life coach. Specializing in
not just running my mouth.
Yes, he said life coach, certified.
I teach what I live, y'all. I try to teach this. I try to teach this. Humble is a lifestyle, fellas, not a trend. That's how we get caught up. We pretend like we humble on Facebook. We pretend like we humble on Instagram. But behind closed doors, we terrorizing the ones we love the most. I know I ain't the only one talking right now. I know I ain't the only one hearing me right now.
Yeah.
I know what it's like. I know that pressure. I know when you're tired of putting someone else before you. I know when you're tired of being the last one that gets served. And you don't get things for yourself.
Yeah.
But that ain't never going to get you happiness. You can take all the trips in the world, buy all the cars you want in the world, all the flashy clothes in the world. At the end of the day, it's the ones who you love.
Yeah,
that's all that gets remembered. Cars can't give you obituary. House can't tell you how great of an owner you was. It's the people that we loved. Yeah. Those are the ones that carry on our story, our children.
Yes.
So just food for thought, gentlemen. Let's just get back to being the kings that we were destined to be.
Yes.
Queens as well.
Women too. Yes. Let's keep doing our thing.
Rise.
Good. Guys, we thank you. We love you. Keep sharing, support. We see all our people in here tonight. IG is
Salute
blowing
y'all.
up. Thank you, IG.
So this was a heavy one. You know, we try to wrap it up a little earlier, but this one was heavy because, you know, all of us have a potential to be narcissists.
Absolutely.
And a lot more of us are narcissists than we realize.
Absolutely.
So look it up, identify it, do what you can to change it because that person don't deserve it.
Absolutely.
You deserve better, and so do they.
Absolutely.
As always, real talk, real solutions, and real love.
Yep, real love. Guys, peace, love, and
enjoy y'all weekend, y'all. Enjoy these playoffs. Let's go Warriors now. All right, everybody.
Good night, guys. Yes. You got tea.